Hey all, this is Jess from Sunflower Dairy and welcome back. I am here today to talk to you about starting sweet potato slips or sweet potato plants from a sweet potato. So if you're thinking you want to be growing sweet potatoes for this up and coming gardening season, the best thing to do when you're thinking about sweet potato plants is kind of thinking about if you want to go to a nursery and try to get some sweet potato slips, or if you want to try to grow some of your own. Now here is a sweet potato that I actually started a little bit ago, and it is already starting to grow the sweet potato plants, as you can see. So growing your own sweet potato slips is pretty easy. All you need is basically 3 different things. You're going to need a sweet potato from the following growing year or a organic sweet potato. You're going to need a jar of water, and you're going to need a few toothpicks. So to start your own sweet potato plants, all you need is a sweet potato. I like to pick the sweet potatoes from when I grew them before, because then you know they're not going to be like cleaned or sprayed with anything that's going to mess with this growing plants, or you also are going to know that, you know, it's not going to have anything in it that's going to be, you know, not good for you or your plants. So when picking out the sweet potato that I'm going to use to start my sweet potato plants, I just usually look at sweet potatoes. You're going to be seeing if they have those little growth points on them. And I like to use smaller sweet potatoes, you know, because your bigger sweet potatoes, you kind of want to keep those for eating. So your smaller sweet potatoes that you're like, I don't really know what I'm going to do with this, you know, those are going to be perfect for growing your new plants. So first things first, you're going to be examining your sweet potato and kind of seeing if there's any broken spots or ends on either side. This one looks like it was a little bit broken, so this side is going to go up, and then this side that looks fully intact is going to go down. And the reasoning for this is, since there's a spot on this side that looks like it might have been broke off or something, but it has cured, we're just going to keep that above water so it doesn't start rotting. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take our toothpicks and we're going to put them probably about halfway down on our sweet potato. Now depending on your sweet potato, you might need 2 or 3 toothpicks. Alright, after you have your toothpicks all situated, you're going to just put your sweet potato into your jar of water. Now, what you're going to do is you are going to set this on your windowsill where there's sunlight. And you're just going to, you know, keep checking this. It's going to take a couple weeks. So you definitely want to get these started now if you want plants for in the spring. So you're going to set this on your windowsill. You're just going to want to keep the water line, you know, where the bottom of your sweet potato is covered, and then your sweet potato is going to start growing roots, and then you're going to start seeing little eyes growing, and it's eventually going to start growing plants. So when your sweet potato starts growing the sweet potato plants or slips, these are actually called slips, so you can see that these are all growing out of the sweet potato. So after these have gotten a pretty good size, you can just go ahead and snap these off. And then what you can do is you can put these in a separate little jar and put them in water just on the bottom, and then these will start rooting. So basically it's kind of like growing cuttings. So once your cuttings have started growing roots, then you can put them into a seed starting tray with soil, and then they will start rooting, and then you will have plants for your garden. So this is a pretty easy way to get plants from your sweet potatoes, and a lot of times it's kind of hard to find sweet potato slips or sweet potato plants, so this is a pretty easy way to go ahead and grow your own. Also, depending on how careful you are when you're snapping off your sweet potato slips, your potato can actually grow you multiple different slips depending on, you know, how careful you are when you're snapping them off. So you can get multiple different plants from just one potato. Alright all, well, I hope you have learned something about growing sweet potato slips and sweet potato plants. Alright all, thank you for watching and have a blessed day.